Number one, this rule is the most important. Everyone should be happy and have a good time because this is a pretty special day we're celebrating. Number two, if you lose your head today, it doesn't matter because we'll sweep tomorrow and you can have it back then. Three, all talk of pigs, cows, corn, beans, cooking, children, and weather must be completed before supper is served. When dancing closely with your partner, it is permissible to sing in that person's ear. If someone tells a joke, everyone is obliged to laugh, even if it doesn't sink in until tomorrow. Anyone who is caught trying to leave will be escorted to the bar. And anyone who falls on the dance floor looks only half as ridiculous as a person sitting in the corner all night. At this time, I'd like to ask Father McManus to come up and say grace for us.
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Father, we ask you to bless our food that we eat tonight. Keep us all safe and sound on this happy occasion. Bring us home safely and help us to grow closer together as a community, as a family, and as friends. We ask this through Christ our Lord.
Before we actually get started with the dinner, there's a couple things I'd like to say first. One, if anybody at any time tonight wants to come up and say something or has a joke to tell, by all means come on up and say it. And the second one is to outline the order of actually getting your food. We up here at the head table will be served ourselves. The rest of you, I'd just like to ask these two tables to get their meals at these two buffet tables here, and the other two tables here to go to the back and get their tables there as soon as the food is ready, which should be in just a few minutes.
They've got too much glare from these guys here.
That's a big mess down there.
We couldn't celebrate it really at that time because that day was also the 50th anniversary of Open Noma, and we had a party with that. I'm going to bypass Linda because I have a few more to say about her later. Then we've got Mom and Dad. Now, Mom does not like sitting at the head table. She hates it. She feels very uncomfortable. She would feel more comfortable serving everybody as one of the ladies here, but here she had to get up here at least once. I'm going to bypass Dave and Mary Ann and Mark, and beside me here is his Father McManus. Now for us kids, we have a little write-up about ourselves in the book. It's on page 7 if you want to follow along with this. As a lot of you know us, but maybe not all of you know what we do or too much about us. So this is a little bit to describe us to you. The first one there is me. Just go through that quick. The oldest, 24 years old, live in Stratford. Finished 4 years at the University of Guelph. For the past year and a half, I worked at St. Wilfrid Credit Union in Stratford, and I'm a loan officer there. And you can read the rest there. You can read it. Okay, the next one is Mary Ann is next, and she is 22 years old. Mary Ann and her husband Mark live in London, and both of them are registered nurses. Presently, Mary Ann isn't working in a hospital. Instead, she is working at home and being a mom to their beautiful little girl, Cassandra. And Cassandra today is 4 months old. Then there is Linda. 20 years old. She goes to the University of Western Ontario, where she is majoring in psychology and eventually wants to become a teacher. She lives in a townhouse with 3 other girls, which is across the street from a shopping mall, movie theater, and a bar. You wonder how much studying really gets done there. And the baby of the family is David, and he is 17 years old. David is in grade 13 at Northampton Secondary School. He's very busy with the student council, soccer, hockey, and for some reason driving to Mount Carmel. There's one other couple that I'd like to introduce to everybody today. This man is a friend of my dad's. They grew up together back in Holland. They played soccer together. And we were very happy to have him and his wife here with us, all the way from Antigonish, Nova Scotia, Casey and Tosha Vanderzand. For Farm Wives.
Oh my. Farm Wives.
So all you farm wives, you better listen up to this. Commandment number 1. Thou shalt not chase pigs with your hands in your pockets. Pigs and husbands don't like that. Thou shalt cook meals which can be served 30 minutes early or 2 hours late. Thou shalt learn to keep farm records to answer such questions as, when were these pigs born?
30 minutes early.
Thou shalt love the smell of freshly plowed earth, sweet-smelling silage, and other barnyard fragrances. Thou shalt be inspired to see the sun rise and relieved to see it set. Thou shalt learn to open gates, close gates, and guard gates. Thou shalt thrill at the birth of a new litter of pigs and the sight of a bright, shiny new tractor. Thou shalt live close to God in faith. Thou shalt cherish meals together, long nights waiting for the vet to arrive, and decisions of whether or not to plow up the winter wheat. Thou shalt be exalted at the brotherly hand on your shoulder, the tender kiss on your forehead, and these 3 very precious words, thanks for helping. And in our family, the commandment above all other commandments is this: thou shalt have good pig sense. Right, Dad?
We can take our lunch back to our farm.
Back in 1974, Mom and Dad went back to Holland. I think that's the only time they've ever been back since they've been here in Canada. At that time, they bought this bottle, and they said that they would wait until a very special occasion to open it up. And at the time, they decided that their 25th wedding anniversary would be a special occasion. So at this time, now's the time we're going to open up the bottle.
Do you still have all for your marriage?
I'd also like to ask Uncle Harry to come up and say a few words and make a toast to Mom and Dad.
Maria, 25 years ago we celebrated your wedding day. And then this day seemed like far away. You started your life as husband and wife, with dreams of being together for life. You haven't changed much, that's for sure. You still look young, but you are more mature. You have had your ups and downs, I guess, but you have sailed along with great success. You have loved each other more and more each day. And God bless you with 4 children along the way. Mary Ann, Linda, David, and Marty. Sure gives enough reason to party. Last year, Mary Ann and Marty started their wedding bliss and brought you much more happiness. God bless them with a beautiful daughter. This makes you a proud grandmother and grandfather. And now, upon your children's request, I propose a toast with all you guests. Maria.
At this time, I'd like to ask Aunt Gara to come up and say a few words. Aunt Gara?
Okay, this is a song that was sung by Irma Manley at the time when they got married. It's quite long. It's 17 verses long. If you wonder where it came from, Mom had it all the time. Okay, I'll read some of the most interesting ones. There's a fellow in this town that's got the cutest gal around. Pretty hair and eyes of blue, and he loves you, oh so true. Ben was 16 and oh so young, Bria 15 and full of fun. With the match that was begun and still is shining bright as the sun. Mom didn't know what it was all about when her daughter had to go out to a place that is called Strathroy to see the boy that brought her joy. After they'd arranged the place and time, and that suited everyone fine, though sometimes they had come a bit too late, then Harry and Martin had to wait. Many a time Ben had to use his thumb to get a ride to London town. At times he wrote her short letters. When she moved to the Stoners, it turned out better. Today they met at the altar. She was given away by her father. The bride in white and the groom in blue, and we've all heard when they said, I do. All of us here, we wish you well, and we hope that you'll be able to tell your children about a day like this, which is such a happy bliss.
15 years old, Mom? I wish we had known that a few years ago. Okay, I'd like to direct everybody's attention to the book again. My sister Linda has written up a little thing about Mom and Dad over the past 25 years. It's on the 5th page of the book. I just like to go over it with you. We celebrate today the anniversary of two, who 25 years ago promised I do. With friends and relatives, we'd all like to share their lives together as a happily married pair. They lived in Poplar Hill for the first little while, as Dad worked in London to support his wife and oncoming child. There sure must have been a few turning of heads when a baby boy was born 8 months after they wed. A month premature was born Marty in July, and his proud parents just admired the small little guy. There were flowers and cigars for everyone to see, as Mom and Dad began building their family. They remained in Poplar Hill for the next 4 years, and during this time there was room for more cheer. There were flowers and cigars once again, now you see, for November 1964 brought another addition to the small family. A baby girl was born who they named Mary Ann. Now one boy and one girl made everything just grand. Dad now felt the urge to move on to something new, and he decided it was farming that he wanted to do. It was the spring of '67 when they moved on their own to Pine Lane Acres, which we now call our home. The fall of that same year, another baby came to be. There were cigars, no flowers. Dad forgot, you see. Another girl named Linda put family count up to 5. But there was room for one more. In December of '69, David was born, and it's very easy to see one more boy made the family complete. The spring of each year on the farm is a time when there's work to be done, and always on Mom's mind are those stones to be picked, and we always knew she'd make sure they all got done by yelling, "Yoo-hoo!" Now Dad has always swore he'd try to quit smoking, but now we realize maybe he was joking. He's tried so often, but maybe he wouldn't dare, because perhaps by now he has invested in Old Port shares. No matter where Dad is, no matter where he goes, everything always stops for soccer and Hogan's Heroes. To keep Mom happy, all you need to do is ask her to knit a sweater for your kids and for you. Mom has always tried to say what we shouldn't do and what we should, and habit took over when she told Mary Ann and Mark on their honeymoon to be good. Dad went all the way on celebrating Mary Ann and Mark's buck and doe. He and Mark were to have a drinking contest, but Mark didn't know that there was tea for Dad and rye for him. This was very uncanny, but the 2 drinks got switched, and Mark was left standing. 25 years have gone, and a lot of things have passed. Mom and Dad are now grandparents. Time goes by fast. But there has always been love to make everything fine, through good times and bad times, times of all kinds. But the most trying of these, and seemingly not so big, is loading the truck and moving those pigs. Okay, the next part of our program will be a few minutes yet. I don't think they're quite ready, so just have to bear with us for a few minutes. Then have a cup of coffee with me at 5 a.m. And the only sounds to be heard are crickets, pigs, and creaking floorboards. That's why I married a farmer. I wanted a guy who could crack a joke and make me laugh when I'm covered with dirt and pig manure. That's why I married a farmer. I wanted a guy who could get out of a nice warm bed when it was -30, start the tractor, and plow out the driveway so the school bus could get through. That's why I married a farmer. I wanted a guy who could put up with in-laws, outlaws, and new tax laws, and still be open-minded and openly loving. That's why I married a farmer. I wanted a guy who could entertain 4 kids, a dog, and a nerve-wrecked wife, and the power goes off, the pipes freeze, and everything quits during a 2-day blizzard. That's why I married a farmer. I wanted a guy who could sit with me by a combine and share a sandwich, a cookie, and a can of pop, and make me feel as if we were having a candlelight dinner for 2 in the best restaurant in town. That's why I married a farmer. I wanted a guy who could count his blessings when he's depressed, count his children when he feels poor, and count on God to make it all work out. That's why I married a farmer. Okay, I think our next part of the program is ready. I would like to introduce for you all at this time the local dike hoppers.
Is that one of them? No. Are you the local dike hopper? No.